My sister can't have kids, but my BL desperately wants a family with our DNA. Now she wants me to be a surrogate mother, but since I said no, my BL is stalking me until he can get me pregnant. My identical twin sister Stacy couldn't have children after a car accident damaged her reproductive system. After years of failed IVF, she asked me to be her surrogate. Because we're identical, she and her husband Jeff obsessed over our DNA and decided I was their perfect solution. I felt awful for her, but pregnancy terrified me. Our mother died in childbirth having us. I offered to donate my eggs instead, a loving compromise I could live with. That's not enough, Stacy snapped, cheeks blazing. If you won't do this one thing for me, how can you call yourself my sister? She grabbed a framed photo of us and smashed it on the floor before storming out. For weeks, she sent diary screenshots and vision boards, trying to guilt me into changing my mind. I held firm. You can't outsource a panic attack to make someone else happy. My dad called a family meeting. Jeff sat rigid, jaw clenched. When my father asked reasonable questions about medical and legal risks, Jeff exploded. Don't lecture my wife with your stupid hypotheticals, he snarled, pointing at me. Talk to your selfish daughter about why she won't help her sister. My boyfriend told him to apologize. My father told him to leave. Jeff doubled down, making it clear he saw me as an incubator for his legacy. Dad kicked him out. On the porch, Stacy whispered the real pressure. Jeff's relatives were calling her a murderer because of her miscarriage, and when she asked Jeff to defend her, he said they were not wrong. He convinced her that forcing me to carry their baby was the only way to make up for losing the first one. He planted this idea. I said, "This isn't you," but the control was deep. "Please," she begged, glancing at the driveway where Jeff sat honking. That night, my tires were slashed and a window shattered. Over the next days, different cars tailed me and peeled off when I drove toward the police station. Breaking point, brunch with friends. A host said my husband was at the front with an emergency. I walked up and found Jeff. "Everything's gone too far," he said, faux contrite. "Let's talk." "We can talk with my father present," I replied. "And the stalking ends now." His mask dropped. When I turned to leave, he grabbed a fistful of my hair and yanked so hard my scalp bled. "Don't you walk away from me," he hissed. People rushed between us. Jeff fled. I filed a police report with witness statements and photos. When I showed Stacy, something finally cracked. 2 days later, Jeff tried to breach my workplace terminal, telling security we were married and there was a family emergency. When denied, he was arrested for trespassing and harassment. Then came the texts from random numbers promising to get me pregnant whether I wanted it or not, calling me the woman destined to give him a son, and describing how we'd both die before he gave up. Stacy called sobbing. She'd followed him and knew he was stalking me. She went to the police and started filing for divorce. "I've been so stupid," she said. "He made me believe you were destroying our marriage while he terrorized us both." With my consent, police set up a sting. An unmarked car shadowed my morning routine. Within 2 hours, Jeff was tailing me again and was arrested. His phone was a blueprint of obsession threats, schedules, routes, notes about timing, and opportunities. During a long call while he sat in holding, Stacy laid out the pattern: isolation, gaslighting, a purity test about DNA, and a story where my body was the apology for a tragedy. The DNA thing never mattered to me, she admitted. He drilled it in until I heard his voice in my head. Charges followed: stalking, harassment, assault, and making terrorist threats. Stacy moved in with our father and filed for divorce. The prenup she'd insisted on over Jeff's protests protected everything she owned. At sentencing, the judge studied the threats, the assault photos, and the escalation. "Mr. Thompson," she said, "your obsession with controlling women's reproductive choices and your willingness to use violence make you a danger to society." She issued 2 years in prison and a permanent restraining order. I didn't carry a child for my sister. I did something harder, held my boundary, exposed the abuser, and refused to be collateral for someone else's grief. Stacy is in therapy, rebuilding her life, and exploring adoption on her terms. I'm keeping the door open for her and the locks changed for him. Sometimes the most important word you can say to family is no.